Okay, guys, my stream crashed. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what happened. Uh, Very embarrassing though. Damn, I don't even know if you guys saw me finishing the tier list. That's rough. Okay, let me go back. All right. Embarrassing, man. I finished the whole tier list, and you guys probably didn't even see the ending of it. Um, Embarrassing, dude. Anyway, I guess we can play some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links together, huh? Um, Shit. But let me go look at the tier list in case you guys missed it. Here's what the tier list looks like. Unfortunately, you guys probably missed my Baryon Mode Naruto joke. Here it is. Yes, guys. The best Zexal character is Baryon Mode Naruto. And you guys missed the whole joke because the stream crashed. Bro! But anyway, here's the tier list. If you guys disagree with it, this is what it is. But for now, okay, we're gonna do some Duel Links related stuff now, okay? Okay, guys? Alright. Let me start up a poll real quick. Okay, poll. Poll is up. Pause. What made me say that? Okay. I'll let you guys vote there. Man, dude. Man. And Gracium Umbrella? Let me rename the stream actually. Okay. I was playing Ancient Gears. So maybe playing a real deck, finally. Okay, there we go. Rename the stream. Ancient Gear Fusion. Alright. The fact that he's going first, I'm very happy about it. Completely unaffected by other cards' effects though, so I cannot use him as material. But that's fine, bro. I'll just Thunder King the guy. I don't need 2 Ecclesias. Send, send, add. Now he might have a Veiler. I don't know if the deck plays Veiler. But to be safe, I'm going to discard Fleur-de-Lis. Okay, there we go. And then Albion summons out. Can I keep 2 dragons in grave? No, I can't. Can't do it. Might as well just get out the Titanic Clad. The Titanic Chad dragon. And then, what if he has a hand trap or some type of whatever the hell? I don't know. Let's just summon Ecclesia just to be certain. We don't usually actually summon Ecclesia during our main phase in this deck. We only usually summon on end phase with Titanic Clad. Let's play around Vale. What you got back there? See guys, I was right. He got some bullshit. He's probably gonna win on a fucking follow-up play, man. Alright, man. I'm not gonna activate any effects if you don't. Can he play with 2 cards? I don't know. Raid Raptors counter Utopia so hard because of the rank up spell. What does that have to do with anything, though? Why do most AG players not go for the Existister combo to make their 2-1 better? I don't know. Maybe to make their 2-2 better? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Setting 2 back row, that's what I like to see. Gonna summon Fleur-de-Lis. What do you got? I still have Brandon in white so I can play through shit. Ancient Gear Duel. Okay. Oh, he doesn't want to wait? You didn't want to fusion summon, buddy? Okay. Alright. Is what it is. Let's go. Let's go again. What did that Raid Raptor comment have to do with anything, bro? Damn, it looks like the votes are even on what the stream's about to be about. Okay. This is a shit hand, unfortunately, guys, but I have Nibiru and I have Effect Veiler. So let's just hope he does combos. Yeah, he's playing Bane of Darkness. He doesn't play combos. I'm cooked. He didn't get to summon Antique Gear Golem Nanone. Yeah, that's probably why. Nanone. Come on, bro. What? We take those, guys. Easy, man. It's just, bro. You know, this is the champion's difference right here. Branded Journey. Good hand, good hand, good hand. Going against Dumon. Hey, I put you in S tier, so treat me well. Would Zexal characters be hard to rank? No, actually. In fact, I already finished the tier list. It's just that the stream crashed. And now people aren't coming back, unfortunately. Okay. We're playing Super Quantals. I can't really interrupt him here anyway, so... If he is able to make his big... Kaijus were designed to beat that guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that people didn't submit Chronicles because... they already dropped all of their Chronicles that last week. So next time, I think I'm going to do mat and sleeve combos. It's okay. I feel like people aren't really that interested in Zexal anyway, you know. Exceed Shokan. Lustrix. Does he have the right material? Yep, he does. Oh, and the volcanic shell. Grand Pulse. Can you make another? I'm hoping that he can't make another Xyz, but he might be able to. It might be GG's if he can. Arc V is next week, yeah. Dark Hole, wait a minute. What's the purpose of this? Oh, so we can summon Red Layer. Interesting. So he can use the grave, can't he? Magna Liger is there. Sheesh. Now the field spell goes into the big one. Okay. With 5 materials. Okay. Unaffected by card effects, which means I need to beat over it. Alright, let's go. Lock in, guys, lock in. I don't need 2 of these, do I? But I can just put that back anyway. Get 2 target protections just in case, I guess. Oh, you got something for that? Damn. If he has Valor, man, I'm so cooked. Does it target though? Damn it, it doesn't target. I'm just fully, entirely cooked. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing here. I'm cooked either way. There's nothing I can do. He's gonna send it back. He's just gonna send it back. He's just gonna send it back, bro. Just gonna send it back. Okay. Yeah, dude, I am fried. I'm totally fried. He's just gonna send this back. Is there anything I can possibly do? Oh, he sends that back? Oh, I'm also unaffected. Why am I worried? Because I'm unaffected too, guys. Yeah. I'm unaffected too. Why am I so worried? Yeah? Any hand effects? Why am I so stressed? Maybe I should have kept Ecclesia. He's gonna be able to revive a bunch of his Xyzs, and if he can get another of his field spells, he can just make another one, and then I'm cooked. Underrated, bro. Who is underrating that boss monster? That's what I want to know. Damn. I'm Scrooged. I'm totally Scrooged. He targets me though, right? Yeah, nah. And white layer triggers. Adding another Elfin. Avaricious Blessing. How do you drink through that mask? Let me show you. A combo where you can make the monster unstoppable? Yeah, he did the combo. He did do it. I just beat over it. Damn, he's got another one. And I'm not unaffected anymore, guys, so he has beaten me. I am just going to summon this guy in defense, though, to potentially keep my life points alive. Three materials only, though. Okay, so he's not unaffected, but he does get to spin something. He gets to spin me. This deck is kind of tough. I would like to learn this deck, actually. I never got a chance to. Straw, yeah. How you doing, Kiyogami? Let me check the poll. Undead learns a deck. In that case, I'm gonna make another poll asking you guys what deck I should learn. You guys can leave, while I'm doing this duel, you guys can leave in the chat what decks you would like to see me learn. But, you know, just letting you know, if I already know the deck, then I'm not going to try to learn it because I already know it. You know what I'm saying? This guy's really cooking right now, dude. GG's, man. This is a good deck, it looks like, man. Unless this guy was lucky. Yeah, GG. Good game, bro. Big respect. Big respect to this guy. My problem is, like, if I wanted to interrupt him, then I wouldn't have been able to get rid of the first boss monster. That is the crux of the issue there. Maybe with a better hand I could have done it. Maybe if I had a kaiju I could have done it. Big respect to him, though. Madolche Sky Striker. I'm not learning either of those decks, bro, because I already know how to play them. But let me put up a few. Let me put up a few right now. Okay, there's a poll. There's a poll for you guys. A poll for you guys to vote on. Exo Sisters, Nouvelle, or Super Quantums? Hell yeah, King of Skull Servant pop off. Thanks, Mech Lord. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. In fact, guys, while I put that poll there, should we watch Mech Lord's new video on stream? Maybe that'll be a fun idea. I did see his video and I was like, you know what? That looks very interesting. What is the worst card? You know? So, Mechlord, would you be interested in that? In me live reacting to it on stream? Because I'm not trying to take views away from you or nothing, obviously. And I don't we don't have that many viewers here on stream anyway, so it's not like it's going to be taking that many views away if it does. But let me pull it up just in case. Hell yeah, click all the ads. Also, your sound is kind of low. Like the music sound or the like my mic? Which one? How about now? Is it better now? Okay. My mic is always low. Bro, I can't do too much about it. I don't know what the hell is going on, to be honest. I even got this new mic, okay? Let me turn it up to the max. Is this too much or is it fine? Hello? Hold on. Hello? Hello? Is it good? Is my mic good? Is it good? Good now? Okay. Everybody, by the way, go subscribe to Mechlord if you haven't already. We're going to be watching a Mechlord video and live reacting to it. Okay, the worst card ever. Let me zoom out a bit further, actually. so you can see the profile picture. Okay, here we go. The worst card ever. Could be louder. Man, there's got to be some setting that is messed up right now. Because I have my mic at max. The Streamlabs has my mic at max too. I don't know what it is. Try shouting. Hold on, let me take the pop filter off. Or at least talk like this. Is it better this way? If I have it the opposite side of the pop filter. Hold on. I just took the pop filter out. Does that fix it? Anyway, I'll start watching this video. And you guys can let me know if it's too quiet there too.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new MechLord video. Today's theme is, what is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time?
Okay, just let me know. From that, just from that, was the video too quiet or too loud? I'll test it again.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new MechLord video. Today's theme is, what is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time?
Is that good? Quiet? Okay. Okay. I'll turn mech up and test one more time.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new MechLord video. Today's theme is, what is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time?
How was that? Was that better? I'll let 30 minutes, so 30 seconds pass, I think. And then I will raise this, and then I'll test it again and see if you guys feel like it's too loud or too quiet.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new MechLord video. Today's theme is...
Was that good? So I don't know what the problem with my microphone is. It seems like no matter how good my microphone is, because this is a new one, it seems like my PC doesn't want me to be loud for some reason. But anyway, anyway, guys, let's watch this peak MechLord video.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new MechLord video. Today's theme is, what is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time? There's plenty of garbage Yu-Gi-Oh cards out there. Cards that are either
Blackwing Damascus. Ooh, that's definitely trash.
comparatively worse than others in the format that they were released in, cards that just don't fit with the archetype whatsoever, and cards that are just dreadful.
Whoa. Hold on. MechLord, calm down. Calm down. MechLord, why are we shading Boneheimer right now? Boneheimer is so much better than those other two cards. It's not even funny. Boneheimer is like infinitely better than Birch and Damascus, man. And I will debate you on this, but let's keep watching the video.
Laughably terrible, a complete waste of time, space, and ink. Why does this exist? But what's the one card that's decisively worse than all of them? What is the absolute single worst card ever created in the entire history of Yu-Gi-Oh! And what makes it truly the worst above all else? Fortunately, I am happy to report that after minutes, an hour of searching at most, I finally found the absolute worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Card of all time. One that is so terrible that its awfulness shines in a way no other card could ever hope to rival. But before we get started, I'd like to invite you to like the video in advance and comment what you think the worst card of all time is. Maybe we'll be thinking of the same.
I like the video. Let me comment in advance. Maybe What do I think is the worst card ever? Um, I'm struggling to think of something other than graceful, sort of like generous pot of generosity. I think it's called. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's watch. Let's watch.
Same cards. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out future videos talking about better cards, probably. My research began, as all research does in the modern age, with a Google search, which led me to several interesting results. I mean, it makes sense. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a lot of normal monsters,
And they're all good.
764 at time of writing this script, that have pretty unimpressive stat lines even for the era they were printed in. Stuff like Flame Viper or Air Heater, cards that are just uniquely awful, never saw play into anything, and are just easy pickings. These cards are just bad, right?
But, Flame Viper is an Earth Pyro. Let me stop trolling.
But if the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is anything to go by, sometimes being a normal monster with the right combination of type and attribute is enough to warrant a slot in top competitive decks. Case in point, Jax Knight, one of the laughably bad cards from the poker trio of cards, is just an awful card. But being a level 5 light monster, make it a perfect target for extra deck monarchs. Because it was a light monster, you could use it as one of the fusion materials for Brilliant Fusion, then get it back to your hand with the Lazuli that was the other fusion material, tribute the Jax Knight with Seraphonite's effect, while you have Return of the Monarchs face up on your field, and then you can get Ether the Heavenly Monarch and immediately normal summon it. Congratulations, you can get started with your Monarch combos now, all thanks to a really bad normal monster. And that was played all the way into 2016-2017. Even before that, Metal Armored Bug, an otherwise unremarkable double tribute monster, ended up seeing play in the Demise OTK deck that could use it as ritual material alongside advanced ritual art. There are plenty of examples of terrible normal monsters that still saw play in Yu-Gi-Oh! In no small part thanks to the fact that they were normal monsters. If Primite taught us anything, is that sometimes being a normal monster is the best thing you can get. For a very similar reason, I'm also excluding all of the low-level vanilla fusion monsters from ages ago, if only because instant fusion made them all worth considering as free summons for extra deck plays. And sure, these cards were all terrible at the time of their release, but they eventually became decent thanks to other cards enabling them.
Also, Ojama Knight was technically good in Duel Links. I know that this is like a errata type of thing he would say in one of those archetype archives. It's like, at least he's good in Duel Links, blah, 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 blah. But, you know.
In a way that was probably never intended. So for the purpose of this video, I am excluding cards that have the potential to be used or abused in the future, no matter how far that is, because, hey, can you assure me that tomorrow's metagame won't be ruined by a deck using Drooling Lizard? Thought so. I've also considered the very niche group of cards that were designed to counter other, much more powerful cards, namely Anti-Raigeki, Whitehawk, Wing, Call of the Grave, and so on.
These guys legitimately are useless cards, effectively, but something like Pot of Generosity is like, it's not useless, it is actively detrimental. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the worst card is, it has to be actively detrimental. You know what I'm saying?
It's very easy to point out that these cards are bad. because all they do is stop one very specific card from resolving. But in fairness, they do stop that one very specific card from resolving. I can picture a game between like children at recess, where Children A activates Monster Reborn to try and revive Children B's Metal Armored Bug, but Children B was prepared for this eventuality and flips their Call of the Grave, making
You fell for my trap card, bitch. I activate Called by the Grave. Sorry, Called of the Grave.
Children A cry in anguish in response. Yeah, these cards are bad, they're just awful, but they do what they say they do. Speaking of cards that do exactly what they say, there's a couple of cards like the Gift of Greed, Unfortunate Report.
Gift of Greed, funnily enough, is used in a Utopia deck. No, not a Utopia deck. Was it a Utopia deck? But I have seen Gift of Greed being used, like, to help in some way. Like, maybe not an FTK, but like an effective FTK. An Unfortunate Report, technically, is the same situation as this. They're trash cards, right? But it's like, technically they can be taken advantage of in weird scenarios. Maybe he was about to say the same thing. I don't know.
And Part of Generosity that seem to only exist to inconvenience you. The previous card, which at least had the merit of dealing with exactly one named card, these ones don't seem to do anything to help you out. What do they even exist? Looking at these cards make me think of Ristic Studies, a Magic the Gathering channel who in specific made one video on One With Nothing, which is this card by the way. It's just a card that
I remember watching that video.
Looks like absolutely terrible, but it's terrible in a way that is endearing to the people that try to break the card and make something out of it. Some cards are just so bad, so counterintuitive to what you'd actually want in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That you can't help but want to break them. So how do we make Part of Generosity playable? We just play a deck with a couple of garnets.
That's not good reasoning. Because there's so many other anti-garnet cards, and Pot of Generosity is a -3. If what you are about to say is the worst card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is even worse than a -3, then good on you, bro. But Pot of Generosity is still the worst until then.
Alternatively, you can just give it to your opponent with Magical Contractor, and then they have to minus themselves. What about Gift of Greed? This one's super easy. You play Trickstars. What about an Unfortunate Report? Okay, so I initially wrote out a very far-fetched combo using Battle Mania to force your opponent into the battle phase.
Basically, I keep pausing for no reason because he's about to say what I say reactionarily. In other words, this looks like a Loom reaction video.
While you had an empty board into Rainbow Life to get a ton of life points, which would eventually make you win in time. But it took me so long to actually make this video that Konami just revealed a new Maiden in Love card, which synergizes perfectly with an Unfortunate Report. Even though you take a bunch of damage, first battle phase, you put a Maiden counter, second battle phase, you steal a monster with a Maiden counter. Alright, back to reality now. A shocked face when watching lower ranked
Oh my god!
replays. These cards exist as a challenge whose reward is pure entertainment. The same can be said.
That's a very good point. I like it. It's a very good point.
Of cards like Xian Spy, except Xian Spies also has some very specific applications in Duel Links farm decks and OTKs. Turns out, giving your opponent a Montage Dragon with a lot of attack, so you can ram into it with Hubel Ultimate Nightmare, is an instant win against NPCs.
Xian Spy should be able to be used in TCG FTKs too. This isn't technically Duel Links specific, even though it's happened in Duel Links a lot. Technically.
These were the thoughts. Also, there was a Tachyon FTK in Duel Links thanks to this card. Not to be confused with the Tachyon FTK in Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe Tachyon as a whole is just a mistake. Speaking of Duel Links, remember when decks used Last Gamble to get enough cards to wipe the board with Final Destiny? There was also an era in Duel Links where stall decks used the skill One Card Wonder in order to start with no cards in hand but draw a lot of really annoying cards over the course of the duel, which required for this skill to get nerfed, which still allowed some versions of the deck to be playable and incredibly annoying, until the skill was nerfed a second time in a way that made it impossible to play it the way that people were playing it. But the linchpin that was holding this deck together was Localized Tornado, a card which recycled your graveyards into your deck so you would not be decking out, and you would get back all of the annoying cards you were using to stall your opponent with.
To be fair, One Card Wonder is not what made this card useful. This card was useful before. It had been used in the past in stall decks, not buffed by skills. So this card is kind of strictly speaking, it has its usage, and and the only downside is that it shuffles your hand back. But like, if you don't have a hand anyway, then it doesn't matter, you know.
So the trick is not just to look for cards with baffling effects, because there's always going to be a scenario in which these baffling effects can come in handy. Instead, we should be looking for cards with more tame effects, but just as awful. For instance,
Pot of Generosity should not be grouped with these other cards. These other cards straight up have uses. The whole idea of Pot of Generosity putting back your garnets doesn't take away from the fact that it's a -3. To activate this card, you are actively going out of your way to shoot yourself in the foot, bro. So, bro, if Pot of Generosity is better than the card... Oh, gonna be right back? Okay. How you doing, Adriana?
like Dark Artist, whose ridiculous effects is only made worse by how irrelevant it is. In the same vein, we also have cards like Zone Heater or Swordsman from a Distant Land.
Well, I can say that these cards are all better than Pot of Generosity. Even if their effects are goddamn useless, you can set them and soak up an attack. That is a usage that is better than -3ing yourself.
It's impressive, really. These effects were designed to pretty much not exist at all, even for the time they were released. They're practically a fight in the wind. It's like, truly, what's the actual point of these cards?
Right.
And yet, for how terrible these cards are, they still have some merit to them. They can all be summoned easily. Dark Artist is a level 3 fiend, meaning that if you decide to include this card as a joke in your deck, you can use it with Tour Guide to go into actually good cards. Zone Eater to me looks like the perfect monster to summon off of Flying Red Carp if you're so inclined, and Swordsman can be summoned off of Little Trooper. Yeah, that works. I can think of no funnier joke than activating Jack in the Hand and revealing Zone Heater, Swordsman from a Different Land, and my personal favorite, Steel Scorpion, which is basically objectively better than the previous two and still absolute garbage. Your opponent will have to pick one to add to their hand, and it better be Steel Scorpion. For all intents and purposes, these monsters are terrible, but they can be summoned easily. The same cannot be said for our next contender, Larvae Moth. For the uninitiated, Larvae Moth can only be summoned by attributing a petite moth which has been equipped with Cocoon of Evolution for a whole 2 turns. What you get for it is a monster that is barely bigger than Petite Moth, much less resilient than the Cocoon of Evolution you equipped it with, and significantly less powerful than every other moth evolution. It is a laughably bad card that exists only as a punchline, which is exactly what it is. That's too easy of an answer either. It's a joke card. It always has been, it always will be. But it is getting us closer to our real answer. We ought not to look at normal monsters, but monsters whose effects are irrelevant at best. We should strive to search for cards that can't be easily summoned, no matter how dire the situation. Which brings us to Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon and Metal Zua. Both.
I'm not gonna lie, these guys, I think they're at least better than Larvae Moth. Man, because at least they got a big body. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Both of these can only be summoned by attributing a mediocre level 7 vanilla equipped with Metal Morph. Couple of things worth noting here. First and foremost, Metal Morph is a banker card, especially for the time it was released in, so wasting it on a Red Eyes Black Dragon just to tribute it for a monster that is arguably weaker than it since you lose the Metal Morph.
Yeah, losing the effective Metal Morph for like 100 more base attack is not worth it. Though it is kind of cool that these cards can be summoned from the deck. Like, as in, you got your Red Eyes, you equip it with Metal Morph on your turn, your deck is gonna glow. And you can summon it from deck. It's stupid, but like it's obviously you should never summon this guy. Never. Right? Even if you play Metal Morph in your Red Eyes deck, you should never summon this. But it is kind of funny.
It's a terrible decision you should never make. Second, you can only summon those metal mishaps from the deck, meaning that if you draw them, you're basically shit out of luck. How come we never call our Garnets Metal Zoas instead? And third, for some reason, whereas Black Metal Dragon has two distinct artworks, which is just confusing. Why was this guy iconic enough to get two artworks? What happened there? Alright,
The artworks are fire, though. They are fire.
a lot of the older Yu-Gi-Oh games treat both of these monsters as vanillas, which make them slightly more playable, especially given the games we're talking about. And in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, they were recently salvaged by being reworked into a new archetype proper, and they actually look pretty cool too. Surely there has to be a worse monster, one that doesn't even have the benefit of
Well, Petite Moth is worse. You know, you already talked about that.
being designed in the first season of Duel Monsters as an excuse, right? Well, there is. Meet Elemental Hero Neo Bubbleman. Neo Bubbleman is a monster with the exact same stats as the regular Bubbleman, a decent card that saw play as an extender in Hero variants, which apparently was enough for it to get limited in the OCG. Holy shit. Whom you must send from your field to the graveyard alongside a Metamorphosis from your hand in order to get summoned. So yes, you need no less than 3 cards in your hand, including itself, to summon it in the first place. And one of the 3 has to be Metamorphosis, which is an insanely powerful card that is banned to this very day. Let's talk about Metamorphosis for a second. Seems Metamorphosis has committed, include but are not limited to, turning any Scapegoat token into Thousand Eyes Restrict, which is probably the most common play with Metamorphosis, turning a Sangan into any level 3 fusion monster, which in turn allows you to search anything with the Sangan, turning a Cyber Dragon into Dark Bolter the Terrible, Fiend Skull Dragon, or Reaper on the Nightmare, all 3 of which were decent fusion monsters for the time. Turning a Red Eyes Black Dragon not equipped with Metal Morph, this part is very important, into a King Dragoon if you were feeling spicy playing your dragon deck, or alternatively, the Last Warrior from Another Planet, if you decided neither player were allowed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. Turning a generously gifted Lava Golem into a Gatling Dragon, and so on and so forth. If Metamorphosis were legal today, I bet it would still be seeing play. Turning any level 1 monster into an Inferno Evil, any level 2 monster into a Eugene the Ironic Wings, any level 4 monster into Invoke Kaliga, any level 6 monster into either an Omni Negate or an Ojama King for comedy purposes, and the list goes on. It's a really good thing that this card was never legal at the same time as Alloyed Entity Norden. What I'm trying to say is Metamorphosis is one of the most broken Yu-Gi-Oh cards of all time, and Neo Bubbleman is asking you to get rid of it.
Right. You could turn the level 4 into something else. I thought that he might be going for the argument of, well, it's banned, so you can't summon it. Which I'm like, well, you know, what if it weren't banned? Would the value of the card be better? Obviously, it's a shit card, where nobody's denying that. But it's telling you to not use the card, and that is the argument he's going for, and I very much think that's a great argument.
What you get in exchange? A monster who is always treated as Bubble Man while it's on the field, which is nice, but also not necessary, Because turns out I already had a Bubble Man on the field before, the one I triggered it, and which destroys any monster that battles with it at the end of the damage step.
At the end of the damage step? Garbage.
Neo Bubble Man is a glorified removal card that asks you to pitch one of the greatest
He's gonna kill himself in the process, because it's at the end.
cards ever printed, and another perfectly fine card for a card that's weaker than Hyper Hammerhead, a card that was released 2 whole years before it. And the worst part is, you can't even summon these guys without cheating it out nowadays, because one of the 3 cards you need to have in your hand to summon it is banned. Cards like Elemental Hero, Flame Wingman, Infernal Rage can summon it because they do ignore summoning conditions, but why would you use your Infernal Rage like so? Neo Bubbleman's effect is so incredibly irrelevant that going through a combo line just to summon it feels like an insane waste of resources when you could have just normal summoned Heraldic Beast Basilisks instead. The wiki also shares the very insightful tip of equipping it with Bubble Blaster to protect it against battle destruction once and avoid taking battle damage in the process. Congratulations! You now have a much worse Ball Blader, and all it took was 4 cards to replicate a scene that happened in the anime not once, not twice, but 3 times!
Hold on. Jaden is a shit duelist. For real.
How did Jaden get away with this? And that is what makes Neo Bubbleman truly astoundingly bad. It's not only that it's a monster with a very specific summoning condition, it's not only that it requires you to use a card so powerful it got banned as discard fodder, it's not only that all it gives you in return is a mediocre effect that's not even flashy or absurd enough to be worth caring about, it's all of the above and more. And this is why I believe that Elemental Hero Neo Bubbleman is the absolute worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time.
I disagree. I definitely disagree. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a good card. Obviously, this is not a good card. You know what I'm saying? That card sucks. You know, everyone here agrees that card sucks. But every card in this video sucks. Okay? But we're not talking about does it suck or not. We're talking about is it good or not. No, we're not talking about is it sucky. We're talking about is it better than any of the others. Okay? Hypothetically, you could summon that like retrain of Flare Wingman and summon it from deck, and use it as a removal piece. Okay, you wouldn't do that. I agree, you would not do that. That would be a shit thing to do. Not a good idea. But you could do it, meaning that the card has a use. Okay, the card hypothetically has a use. But is that worse than Pot of Generosity? What are we talking about? One card. I have 2 other cards in my hand. I use that card, get rid of those other 2. I have lost 3 cards. And what did I get out of it? Nothing. I can shuffle back garnets. I'm still minusing. Like, I would be more understanding if you said that Larvae Moth is worse. Okay, Larvae Moth takes more effort than this Bubbleman to summon. Have the Vanilla Moth and summon and like get out the cocoon and equip the cocoon and have it survive a turn. That, and you're going to have to use other cards to make it survive, because you're not going to be able to switch it to defense right away to benefit from the 2k defense. Like, that effort to go into, and then doesn't give you anything, doesn't even benefit you slightly, I would be okay with you saying that that is worse than Pot of Generosity, because I would definitely say it's worse than Bubbleman. At least Bubbleman has a fucking effect. At least it has an effect that you can use. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. So I could forgive you for saying that is worse than Pot of Generosity, but that Bubble Man is not worse than Generosity. I am sorry, Mech Lord. I apologize, but Generosity is not validated by bro. It's a -3. Are there any other -3s in the game that give you nothing? You know it. You know. Okay, but good video from Mech Lord. Good information, showing some combos and shit. Let me check out how the poll reacted, like what deck you guys wanted me to play. Um, Super Quantum. Okay. All right. We got 53% on Super Quantum. So let's check out Super Quantums. Do they have a skill, guys? Oh yeah, they were playing that Avaricious thing, weren't they? Let me look at their deck list actually. Okay. Let's check it out. Okay, so here we have the guy who beat my ass, their Super Quantum deck. All right, and from here we can probably take a look at all of the cards and figure out what's going on. Let me turn the music on actually. Okay. Okay, first of all, Super Quantum Blue Layer. Okay, so obviously first step is first when it comes to playing Quantum. To learning any deck, you want to read all the cards. It's important. You have to know what the cards do, otherwise you're Scrooged, okay? So, Blue Layer. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Super Quant from deck to hand except for itself. If this card is sent to grave, you can target 3 Super Quants in grave, shuffle them into deck. Okay. Also important because it can shuffle back cards, and I think they use their field spells by sending it to grave. Being able to shuffle it back into deck so they can search it back is good, potentially, for grind game, I guess. Same for their Xyz. Being able to shuffle back your Xyz so you effectively have an infinite extra deck sounds good to me. Next. White Layer. You can send a non-light Super Quant from hand or field to grave. Special summon it in defense. When it's normal or special summoned, you can send a Super Quant from deck to grave. So we got grave effects. And if you do, this card's attribute and level become the same as that monster's. Alright. If we want to keep his level, we could send the Alphen. Keep his attribute, I mean, and level. Same as that monster's. If this card is sent to the grave, you can add Alphen from deck to hand. Okay. Alphen, got you. It's sent to the grave at all, so could it send another copy of itself? It could send another copy of itself. Okay. Word. So you could summon blue, search white, summon white by sending blue or another Super Quant, and then layer send layer search Alphen. Do we have a way to summon blue? I hope so. Like special summon blue? I would like that. It's a psychic, so we can use emergency teleport. Red Layer. If you control no monsters, you can special summon it from hand. Good. I knew about that part. Because of monarchs. Okay. When this is normal or special summoned, target a super coin engrave, add it to hand. Cool. It doesn't it only works if you have no monsters, so it can be like a follow-up play, and it looks like that's the reason this guy's playing Darkhold, just to be able to trigger this guy to add something back. If this card is sent to grave, you can target a super coin engrave, except for itself, special summon it. So, hypothetically, if you have this engrave, white layer in hand, red layer in hand, white layer could send red layer from hand to grave, and then red layer could revive blue layer. Combo. Green layer. When it's normal or special summoned, you can special summon a super quant from hand. So this could be the way that you special summon your blue. Special summon, if this card is sent to grave, you can discard a super quant and draw a card. Okay. Cool. You can only use each effect once per turn. Alphen. Once per turn, you can target a super quant monster you control. All face-up monsters you currently control become that monster's level. So I guess this is if you want to go into any of these Xyz without specifically having the right material, or without having the field spell. Because I think the field spell lets you go into them with just one material. You can tribute this card, reveal 3 super quants from deck, and your opponent randomly picks one and you special summon it. So you could pick this to special summon it, this to special summon it, this to special summon it, this to special summon it. Probably this, or this as a starter, because this is more like recovery, right? Volcanic Shell for discard fodder. Looks like you can discard with a field spell multiple times. Field spell, discard a card, then target a super quant you control, special summon from your deck a super quantum mech beast Xyz with the same attribute as that monster, by using it as the Xyz material. It's treated as an Xyz summon. You can send this card from field to grave to target 3 super quants Xyz with different names you control and in your grave. Special summon the big fucking big boy and equip him all as material. Alright, okay. The big fucking big boy, if this card is sent to grave, you can target 3 of your mech beasts with different names and revive them. And it gains effects based on the amount of materials. 2 materials. It's a non-target spin. Magna Liger. It cannot attack unless it has Xyz material. Once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from it, then target a monster on the field, destroy it, and it becomes a quickie if you have red layer as material. Blue, you can detach to destroy a back row, and it becomes a quickie if you got blue as material. And then looks like this one once per turn can attach a quantum from hand or field to itself, and this one can too, so they can attach more materials to themselves. That's cool. Lusterix, and they also all can't attack unless they have material. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, then target an effect monster on the field and negate its effects till end of turn, and it's a quickie if you got white layer, and then just the same, you can equip a material to it from hand. Okay, and then yeah, so this is the Book of Moon one, this is the MST one, this is Raigeki Break, and this is Chalice. So if we can't go into the big fucking big boy, we can at least make a negate and a Book of Moon and a pop, hypothetically, or like 2 out of these 3, because obviously if we can get all 3, then we would go into this, wouldn't we? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, Duel Links, load for me. Let's go Dumont. Where is he? Locked? Is this one locked? No, it isn't. A skill I don't own? What? It's not here. Is it all right? Let's run the. Get it? No. Let's see who I do have it on. Which one is it? Blessing? Wait, I straight up just don't have this skill on anyone? Whoa. Bro. What the shit? What is the requirement? Including a fairy. Do I have anything other than fairies in the deck? Wrong thing. Psychic, fairy, warrior, spellcaster, fairy. Well, a lot of fairy going on here. Machine. Would it be worth it to see if there's a machine one? Wrong thing. Damn it. No machine one. Alright, let me see if I have a skill ticket. Nope. Fellas, we're cooked. I'm not going to be drawing cards with this skill. Do I have light monsters in the deck? I do, don't I? I do, so I'm good. Alright, so the next thing to do... Actually, hold on, let me make a little edit. I don't know what the point is of having only one double summon in here is. So just for the simplicity of learning. Only for the simplicity of learning, I'm going to cut it down like this. If I feel like I need more stuff, then I'll throw them in later. The next thing to do is watch the replay over to see what his combo was. Wrong thing. Let's watch. Perhaps overlay control, but they're not really the same level. Alright, I'm going second, so it's perfect. Actually, hold on. I probably need to go plug the tournament real quick. So just give me a second, guys. let's get to business. Okay, he starts with the Alphen, revealing red, white, and blue. I love to be an American. If he summons red, he's only adding back the Alphen. I wonder if that's on purpose. So it summons blue, and if blue is the summon, oh, the rest go to grave. I see. So you're getting access to all three in one way or another, regardless. That's good. So white layer triggers, red layer triggers. So white is searching for Alphen, okay, and red is special summoning white. Okay, so if you summoned white, I guess you could send red to summon blue, and blue would search anyway, and white searches for Alphen, and blue searches the field spell. Got you. Activate the field spell. Man, Alphen looks busted actually. Okay, so adding back the Alphen just for discard fodder. Exceed summoning into Lustrix. Exceed summoning into Ground Pulse. Shell. Blessing for draws. So you're really just hoping to Dark Hole there? Come on. Was there really no other way? Is there no other way? Okay, solid. And then from here, it kind of seemed kind of natural, the rest of the gameplay. So let me just test it against an NPC. But I feel like if you need Dark Hole for that combo, I don't like it. But let's give it a go. No Tri-Brigade? What do you mean no Tri-Brigade? I did a poll. I did a poll for what you guys wanted. This right now is me learning a deck, you see. And then Alphen. Tribute. And then this one and this one, certainly. This one? And this one. So this one gets a search. No, this one sends from deck to grave. This one summons one from grave. Oh no, this one I'm summoning. I'm activating my effect, and then I'm going to not use this. Now I'm going to send. This one can get me a draw, so. E-Tully. Damn it. I'm screwed. When this card is normal or special summon, you can add a super quant. There's my problem, guys. I missed the timing. So I need to try that one again. So blue layer missed timing. Got you. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Psycho? This is what learning a deck looks like, pretty much. I'm trying to show you guys on stream how to learn a deck while in the process myself upping my knowledge. deck. I have the field spell, and I already have the field spell, so I can spare. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. One shuffles back. I don't know if that was the right move. And this one revives Alphin. Damn, I can't copy the level, huh? That sucks. Shit, man, I fucked up. Why can't I copy the level? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to keep trying, because this deck does seem like it's complicated, and this is the whole point of dueling against NPCs, is finding out what you're doing wrong. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. You just pulled Nadir on your second pack of the selection box? Bro, that is crazy. You need one more, but we'll wait for the main box? Yeah, that makes sense to me, bro. Oh, you made your friends raid the stream? Oh, you cheated. I see, I see. Very sneaky, very sneaky. Okay, one. Got the 3 OGs out. And then I can summon this using one of these as material. Since I'm going to be able to get it back anyway, right? You know what I mean? And this can send this, I guess. This can add this. And then this, discard this, turn this into its ultimate. Go here. I could potentially pop a card. Potentially even pop a back row with this too. Oh, I can even revive. Oh my god. Oh, but then I can't do this because I have no places on the field. That's okay. Damn. I fucked up. I fucked up, guys. I fucked up. Technically, I would win, right? But if I have no zones on the field that I can't activate Magna Carrier, that's important to know, I think. This to itself. Then I can do this. See? Oh my god. What the hell? This is crazy. Understand here. That was a very easy. Fleur is such a fun deck, but it's very expensive. Yeah, it is very expensive, isn't it, man? It's super expensive. I'll have a couple more NPC games just to see what other issues I can find out. I don't want to have to rely on something like Dark Hole, like that guy was playing, to make my combo. Not playing the tier list? Weatherman, bro. Haven't you only played the tier list and TGs? Okay, let me go this one. I already have blue in my hand, so I don't have to summon blue from deck. I could summon green from deck instead. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one. Discards one to draw one. Discards for cost though. Let me do that. And then I'll add this one back. Add this to hand. Then green. And then blue. No. Okay, am I even cooking right now, or am I just making shit up? Damn, what the fuck? Turns out I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This seems like this is a very complicated deck, man. Some hands are easy, some hands are hard. And I just also wonder if maybe I'm playing it wrong. Or if the deck can just brick like that. I don't know. Another one of those easy hands, I think. I like that this guy searches discard fodder. It's pretty tight. Pause. Okay, I have to use all of them. And it has to be to another ass zone, so I'm unaffected. I got the spin. And I could have had the other thing, the third effect too if I had equipped this to one of the other Xyz. But I wanted to keep it for follow-up, hypothetically. Detach. If I detach this, then I get to re-summon something. But, or is it added to the hand? No, it is special summon it, but it cannot activate its effects. So let me just detach this one first. Add an elephant. So there's no point, right? I could have just attached it and then searched anyway. You know what I mean? So this is kind of fucking good. This is good as shit. This is good as shit, man. This is good as shit. This is good as fuck. But that was another easy hand. You know? Are all hands just either easy or bad? I want to know. Is anybody here an expert on the deck? Okay. Seems like, let's think about this hand. Your stream keeps skipping and freezing? Oh my god. Kassoon does have his microwave on, man. Sheesh. What's wrong with my internet, man? Bro. Why am I skipping out, bro? My stream actually crashed without even letting me know. Like, Streamlabs said I was still streaming, but like it had ended, and I was talking to nobody for 6 minutes, bro. Unfortunate, bro. So, okay, what I can do. This can be used at any time, so I might as well use the elephant first. Teleport can always give me blue, so... Okay, when this card is normal special summon, you can. If, this has to be first. No choice. When I target... This one adds a super quant. This one discards one to draw one, so I can discard another copy of itself to draw one. Add this. Then blue gets to add the field spell. Activate the field spell. Discard. I think I might have figured it out, guys. I might maybe have figured it out. Maybe. I could do another one after this as well, just to be certain. I don't want to screw up, guys. And if it's possible to get all of them going, then I will. This one can resummon. I'll resummon this one. This one, I'm not going to activate it. I love that this field spell just keeps going. But we do have to have the volcanic, you know what I mean? So maybe it's not that good. I'll discard this to rank you up into your other guy. Then I have all my guys. Let me activate this to attach this guy to himself. Then I can have a negate and a towers. Good shit, man. Good shit. 6 materials and a negate. Yeah. This fucking deck is cool. This fucking deck is cool. I hope you guys saw that. Let me try one more time. I'm probably super hella interruptible though. Cause like if there's like ways to play through shit, I didn't notice any of them. Okay, this is a good hand. Alright. I definitely know how to play this, so I'm just going to play one game on ranked just to test whether or not I've learned it. But then I'm gonna get crushed. I'm gonna get crushed just because this deck is like, maybe it's not that good at playing through interruptions. Can't wait for you to Nibiru mid-combo. Well, you know, technically, maybe this deck can play through Nibiru because of the field spell. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, archive skill. Oh, shitholes. It's a rep, guys. We're fucked. Oh, he's playing the old skill? Alright, we're probably still fucked. Solid hand. Probably, but definitely can't get through window. So, we're screwed. Can you do 10 dangle? Maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll put it on the poll. On these streams, like I'm thinking that I'm gonna keep doing a poll. First of all, the first poll can be: should I grind ranked? Should I do a dual room? Or should I learn a new deck? If you guys pick for me to learn a new deck, then I'm gonna run a poll for you guys to decide which deck, and it's only gonna be decks that I don't know how to play yet. I'm gonna end the stream after this, and we're gonna get back on stream at 7 with Brown Skin Kage and Weatherman. We're gonna stream the 6K tournament with no skills allowed. If you guys are interested in joining into the tournament, you can join the Discord. The link is in the description, and go to the get access role, to the get access channel to get access to the rest of the server, and then go to the tournament announcements channel where you'll find a link to sign up for the tournament where no skills are allowed. Guys, I'm just that good at the deck. What can I tell you? I'm gonna do some more practice with this deck off stream, and then maybe next stream I'll show you my progress. But yeah, what a goddamn cop out from me, huh? But yeah, I definitely have been streaming too long. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the stream. Please come back in 2.5 hours as me, Weatherman, and Brown Skin Kage watch the 6K championships once again. We are back, baby. We are so fucking back. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good one, guys. And I've been Undead from Team 6K, signing out.
Why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the Weatherman. I ain't asking to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon, they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast. For real, I ask them, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. Ain't nobody harder in the country. If they claim they in front, then they frontin'. Think about it, they always talking about they bag and they stick, bro, that's literally bumming. Niggas can't even rap on the beat, gotta do hella cusses to know where to come in. Then these niggas go do R&B, but they not even singing, these niggas be humming. Niggas stop with the cap or 76ers, cause I'ma have to bring the drum in. When I'm fucking my girl, it's like doing the rain dance. Whether can you come in? You ain't get what I said, or see what I'm doing like Helen Keller when I'm bumping. Should I try to tell you I'm the one and ain't nobody better or youngin'? I ask them, hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. Damn, I ask them, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, then they leave all